A Chinese property behemoth is on the brink of total collapse, sparking fears the collapse could have a potentially devastating impact on Australia.
If it topples, it could take a number of banks down with it, like Lehman Brothers did in 2008.
The China Evergrande Group went from global titan to the world's most indebted real estate developer, racking up a staggering $432 billion in debt. Now the growing crisis is sending shockwaves through global markets. The Evergrande Group are property giants claiming to own more than 1,300 projects in more than 280 cities in China. The company took out a string of loans and expanded rapidly, making the most of China's thriving economy. But when property prices began to drop and the Chinese government rolled out measures to curtail over-the-top property borrowing, it left Evergrande in mountains of debt.
We've been here 3 times and saw that the construction site and the tower crane have not moved. So we came over to ask, and they told us that we had to wait for news.
In China, the consequences could be catastrophic for everyday home buyers who bought property before development started. Smaller companies that work with Evergrande could also face disaster. China's financial system could also take a hit, given the firm owes money to around 170 national banks and dozens of other financial companies.
The problem here, I think, is that we may be just looking at the tip of the iceberg. We don't know exactly really how much is owed in the overall sector and the spillover effect within China. We've been saying for many years that China's real estate market is over-leveraged.
There are now fears the potential collapse will hit the broader global economy. Those fears have already impacted Wall Street, as well as sending Hong Kong property companies plunging. It could also potentially hurt Australia. If it were to cause a significant drop in Chinese construction, the demand for our key export, iron ore, would also plunge.